Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here is the 2024 Honda HR-V. Now this is the sport trim, so we'll look at the exterior, some of the stuff inside, and then go for a spin around and see what it's like out on the open road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the HR-V, so let's go for a spin around. Now the HR-V is Honda's smallest SUV that they currently offer, and it's either offered in front-wheel drive or in all-wheel drive, but it's going to have the same engine and transmission no matter which one you're looking at. So this is the all-wheel drive sport trim. So this is kind of a mid-tier trim level, and I think it might be one of the best ones to look at if you're looking at the HR-V. It gives you a lot of great equipment, and it gives you cool styling on the exterior. So the HR-V is actually offered in a bunch of pretty cool colors. This one I think is my favorite. It's called Nordic Forest Pearl. So it seems like kind of an odd green blue color, but it changes in the sunlight, and it does look really good in the sport trim when you add those black 18-inch wheels, and you also get the black mirror caps that have the LED indicators in them. So the HR-V is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that's going to be paired to a CVT transmission. So what does that mean in terms of real world? If you're looking at the front-wheel drive model, you're going to be looking at about 32 mpg on the highway. And if you're looking at the all-wheel drive model, which we have here today, that's going to be about 30 mpg on the highway. So it is going to get you pretty awesome fuel economy. Now, if you can keep your foot out of it, I think you can even get a little bit better with the CVT transmission. That's super smooth, and it is pretty comfortable out on the road. Now, inside this sport trim level, we do have automatic climate control, so you can set your temperature and just click on there. And we also have heated cloth seats. So it's freezing cold today, and with these heated cloth seats, it's not like the leather when you hop in and it's super hot in the summertime and too cold in the winter. These heat up really quickly on the 3 settings for the driver and the passenger. So I've got my Apple CarPlay hooked up, so I've got it wired in down here with the USB. You could also do Android Auto in this vehicle, and what's nice is that it keeps your attention focused on the road ahead. Now this also has the Honda safety sensing features in here. So with Honda Safety Sense, you've got things like blind spot monitoring. This one also is going to have the road departure mitigation, the blind spot, like I said, and then the collision mitigation braking system, along with the adaptive cruise control. So that's cool. You can set that right here on the steering wheel. It's going to keep 4, 3, 2, 1 car distance lengths ahead of you. And if you're doing a lot of highway driving or city driving even, that is a pretty cool safety feature that can kind of take a load off when you're eating up a lot of miles. Now, one other thing that's really nice inside the cabin here is how the style and design is laid out. If you've been in any of the other newer Hondas, you get this cool kind of octagon or sort of beehive vents that run through. They're really easy to adjust and move, and I think it looks pretty stylish in here. Now, the infotainment screen also has buttons down below, and it keeps your volume knob as well as your kind of tuning knob on the other side, and the climate control knobs are all easy to use. Some new vehicles you hop in, things are confusing, it doesn't all make sense, but with the steering wheel controls and those buttons and knobs down there, it's very easy to just hop in and know what's going on right away. Another thing I noticed, when you hop in, there's lots of storage in here. This is Honda's smallest SUV, like I said, but you've got the cup holders. There's this really cool storage cubby down here that's also got USB-Cs. So there's 2 USB-C chargers on both sides and the regular USB up front further. So there is easily ways for everyone to keep their devices charged up. Now, like I said, the seats are very comfortable, and in the back seats, if you're putting the kids back there, maybe you got a growing family, I was surprised at how much headroom I did have and legroom in the back. Where I'm driving comfortably at 6'1", there was still more than enough space for me in the back, and I was surprised because if you would have told me this is the CR-V, the midsize, I would have believed you just from hopping in. There's that much room in the back, and for the cargo area, there is also quite a bit of space back there as well, and those seats do fold down. So if you're not hauling people around, need a little bit of extra cargo room, you can simply pull the little handles, knock both those seats down or just one side, and you get a large storage area. If you lift up the back, there's actually an additional little storage cubby down below, so you can keep things out of sight that way. There's storage here, the cup holders, the glove box. I mean, they jammed a lot of storage capability in a small SUV, and that's always something you could use when you're on the go. Now let's talk about the ride and drive. A lot of stuff I read that the 2-liter is slow, it's pokey, it's not a great drive. I was getting into that expecting to feel the same. But now that I'm behind the wheel, 99% of the time, this is more than enough power to get you going. Yes, the 0 to 60 time is a little over 9 seconds, but how much are you flooring the car? Most of the time, you're going to be looking for the all-wheel drive and the great fuel economy, right? So if you can balance that out with kind of keeping your foot out of it, I mean, if you put your foot down, that torque is instant with the CVT, so it doesn't feel that slow. I, again, was expecting to hop in and be a little disappointed, but I think I was more accepting of the fact that 95% of the time, this is going to be more than just fine to get you out into traffic, to get onto the highway or merging. I don't think it's a problem at all, and I think it's a great little powertrain. Would it be more fun if there was a turbocharger in this model? Absolutely. But I think for the time being, it's a great little motor, and Honda's reliability is certainly something that backs this up as well. Now, besides that, the ride and drive is comfortable, it's quiet. I mean, it's a simple car to operate. Like I said, you're not guessing on where the climate control is, or how do I change the radio or the windshield wipers. There's a lot of ease of use in this Honda, and again, that's what Honda's all about. That's how they've always been, is that they want to build a reliable car that works and can get great fuel economy, and I think now with the style on the exterior, it looks pretty good. Like I said, the sport trim level is kind of that mid-tier trim. So if you're looking at the price point, the front wheel drive versus all-wheel drive is about a $2,000 difference. And so this one falls in right around the $30,000 range. Now, if we're looking at the average new car price in the US right now at $48,000, this seems like a bargain, especially when you get the CarPlay, the blind spot monitoring, the heated seats. I mean, there's a lot of good equipment in here, and I think good style on the exterior to match. So the seats are a little bit more firm, but I actually thought right away, maybe they're not going to be that comfortable. But now that I've been driving around this afternoon, I think they're great. I think you could do a road trip in this car and not be fatigued, especially with the heated seats, which is making it really comfortable as well today. I mean, it's about 25 degrees out here, and with the heated seat going and the great fuel economy that you're getting, I could see myself hopping in this and going for a nice little road trip with my CarPlay hooked up. Everything would just be great, and you'd be cruising along. And with the safety stuff as well, with that adaptive cruise control, it does make it pretty nice to be a good road trip car, a good day-to-day car. And I mean, overall, if you're looking at smaller SUVs or crossover SUVs, I think this is a good one for the price point, for the style, for the reliability and technology. I think you gotta get out, take one for a spin, and see what you think. So that was just a quick look and drive at the 24 Honda HR-V. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by Walser Honda anytime. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.